but organisers say it's not going to be a sit-in or a protest, but a day of celebration because the Egyptian people have had one of their main demands met.
اليوم هيبقى تظاهرة فيها احتفال.
Friday will be a festive day. We will finish in the evening and tell people there is no need for further action now. We need to give a chance to the new cabinet to tell us how and when the rest of our demands will be met.
This is the man tasked with forming a new cabinet, Egypt's new Prime Minister, Issam Sharaf. He served briefly as Transport Minister under Hosni Mubarak, but quit his post in protest after a deadly train crash. He said the state was not serious enough about solving traffic issues in Egypt. Youth and opposition groups support his appointment. They want a new government of technocrats and to be rid of any remnants of the old regime. With political changes going full steam ahead, Egyptians are cautiously optimistic. They're keeping a close watch, aware the people's strength lies in their stamina to keep pushing for the kind of Egypt they're still dreaming of. Shireen Tadros, Al Jazeera, Cairo.
Right, let's take a look at some of the other stories making headlines now. Tunisia's interim president has called an election on July 24th to appoint a group to rewrite the constitution. But that means Fouad Mebaza will stay in power beyond his March 15th deadline. In a televised speech, Mebaza said he and the caretaker government will keep their positions until a vote is held. Turkish police have detained 6 journalists in connection with an alleged plot to overthrow the government in 2003. The arrests follow a 3-year-old investigation into a group known as Ergenekon. The Turkish Journalists Association says the detentions are a threat to press freedom. Funerals have been held in Libya for opposition fighters killed defending the Brega oil terminal in the east of the country. A full report will be coming up. And the jewel of the ball, Silvio Berlusconi's dancer Ruby wows the crowds at Vienna's annual festival.
On the next Riz Khan show, a barrier to peace. Former Pink Floyd star Roger Waters adds his voice to the calls for Israel to remove its wall in the West Bank. Riz Khan at this time on Al Jazeera.
From local traders to international finance, it's commerce that makes the world go round. For global companies and developing markets, communication is the currency, and information is the most valuable commodity. Counting the cost at this time on Al Jazeera.
What Gaddafi has done, he dismantled or destroyed the system in the country.
As chaos and violence sweep across Libya.
They're living through fear, they're living through a nightmare.
They're using ammunition, live ammunition.
Al Jazeera hears from those who have lived in fear of Gaddafi's regime.
We don't want him to leave. We want to arrest him. 42 years is too much.
Libya, a state of terror. At this time on Al Jazeera.
Welcome back. You're watching Al Jazeera, and these are our top stories. More fighting in Libya as government opponents in Brega say they're in control of the town despite more air raids. The area has been under attack from forces loyal to Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi for 2 days. At least 6 women have been shot dead at a rally for Alassane Ouattara in Côte d'Ivoire. Witnesses say they were shot by security forces loyal to Ouattara's rival president, Laurent Gbagbo. Egypt's military council has appointed Issam Sharaf as prime minister. He will take over from Ahmed Shafiq, who resigned on Thursday. Sharaf, a former transport minister, has been asked to form a new government. Mourners have been paying their respect to the opposition fighters who died in Brega. Our correspondent Jackie Rowland was there.
The battle for eastern Libya rages on, from the air and on the ground. The rebels' advanced positions are now about 50 kilometres west of the town of Breka. Pro-Gaddafi bombers make sorties overhead. The rebels fight back in any way they can.
The airplane came and we fight them. Then they bombed us with 3 bombs. This is the one. and the other one there, and the third one there.
The bombers missed their target. Local people think they were aiming at an oil facility, crucial to the war effort in the east of the country. The town of Breka remains in rebel hands for now. The fighters are under-equipped and poorly trained, but they are armed with a passionate will to get rid of Muammar Gaddafi. The battle has claimed its first victims, 6 men from the nearby town of AlJazeera. They rallied to the front line to defend the revolution, and they came home in coffins, fallen for the new Libya they wanted to build.
For the people of AlJazeera, these men are martyrs to their revolution. And the more of their comrades who are killed, the more determined they are to defeat Muammar Gaddafi.
And so the fallen of AlJazeera are laid to rest. The formalities of death are brief and simple. The inscription reads, "Here lies the martyr Hassan Umran."
My nephew died for his country. He went to Brega to fight and Gaddafi troops killed him there. Each person must be ready to die for his country.
These families have paid the ultimate price in this bloody revolution. And as they say goodbye to their sons, nephews, brothers, they know that other people will doubtless die before the struggle is over. Jackie Rowland, Al Jazeera, in eastern Libya.
There have been reports of violent clashes between Sunnis and Shias in Bahrain. Youths armed with sticks and batons charged at each other on the streets of Hamad. It's the first time the two sides have openly clashed since pro-reform protests started in the country 2 weeks ago. This comes as opposition groups say they are ready to talk to the government. In Oman, several thousand pro-government supporters took part in one of the largest rallies staged in the country so far. They gathered outside Sultan Qaboos bin Said's palace in the northeastern town of Mana. 2 people were killed in a pro-democracy protest in Sohar on Sunday. Anti-government protesters in Yemen are planning to hold more rallies later on Friday. They want President Ali Abdullah Saleh to stand down immediately. But some opposition groups have offered Saleh an exit plan to leave office by the end of the year. Hashem Ahalbara has more from the capital, Sana'a.
The roadmap is ready, but where will it lead? After spelling out their vision for a future without President Saleh, Yemen's main opposition parties say there's little point in any further talks with the nation's veteran leader.
People on the street should have the final say on the political change in this country, but there needs to be an option that avoids anarchy. That's the role of the political parties, but we shouldn't be disconnected from the people.
The president, though, remains defiant. He insists that if he leaves office early, a power struggle will be unavoidable.
Because this country have got a lot of things which are different from any other scenario. We have got Southerners who have been asking for secession.